going to do one compensation at a time. So everything on this slide, if you look up top, overactive, tight, shortened, doesn't matter what they call it. These are going to be the muscles that, like our bicep in the example, get too tight. So we want their feet to point straight forward. If their feet turn out when they start to squat, then this is showing us that we have some tight muscles here that are causing this. It's mostly caused by tight calves. So we have a couple options. You can just memorize that, or you can think about why this happens. So let's get ourselves into a squat. So we want to be feet shoulder width. As we're coming down, think about what is happening in your calf muscles. Our calf muscles are not working right now. Our calf muscles, if we were doing an actual squat, as we push up, that's when our calves are working. So when we're coming down, the opposite is true. Our calves are stretching out. If somebody has tight calves, once they're coming down into the squat, they can't do it, right? There's only so far that they can go because they have that bunching up in the calf muscle and the calves need to be stretched out. So their body finds a way to cheat. Your body doesn't say, oh, hey, this isn't perfect. Stop right here. It's just like, all right, what's the way to get the body down there? Like your goal is to get down into a squat. How do you do it? And it's through compensations like this, right? They're going to call them movement impairments. So as we come down, what I want you to do, if you're doing the compensations, just be very careful, right? You don't want to ever take any chance of getting hurt yourself. And I never ask clients to do it to see it. If they're doing it wrong, they're already doing it wrong, right? So then we can just show them the difference. All right. So as we do this, start to drop down. And then if your feet might already be starting to turn out, then that shows that you have tight calves. But if they're not, once you're down here, start like as you're going down, start to turn your feet out and you can feel how much easier it suddenly gets to drop your body. Well, that's because if your feet turn out, you don't need to stretch the calves out as much to lower. Okay. So when those calves are tight, they're not thinking about it. It's not a conscious thing. What's going to happen is their feet turn out. Okay. For the test, they don't say calves though. They name the muscles of the calves. So the two muscles in the calves, the gastrocnemius is the big one and the soleus is the little one. Together, they make what we call the calf muscles, right? So you need to know both of those names. When you see either or you see them together, then that is going to mean calves. All right. The hamstrings are also tight here. This is not as important. You want to learn that, but like when you see the feet turn out, you want to think this person has tight calves. So what we're going to do is jump ahead here to the underactive. So we're just going to come back and forth like this. They're separated by overactive muscles and underactive muscles, but when you're learning it, it's better to learn it by the movement compensation. When you are studying it to memorize it, it's better. That's why it's organized this way, that you want to learn all overactives together and all underactives together. But when you're thinking through it, just do both sides of the compensation. So before we even go to the underactive, the weak muscles, let's think about this. So we know that just like the biceps and triceps, if we come to our lower leg, we're on the back of the lower leg, right? This is our calf muscles. If they're too tight, if they are bunched up like this, then it's the front of the shin that is going to be stretched out. As long as we understand the reciprocal inhibition, it becomes easy to identify where the underactive muscle is, as long as you know the overactive. So here we are back at the feet turn out. Tight calves are causing that. So what is going to be weak? Our shin muscles, which are the anterior and posterior tibialis. So let's think again. Good thing we learned this word anterior. Your shin bone is your tibia. So the anterior tibialis is like, this is where people get shin splints. That's your shin splint muscle. Okay, so you learn this, you can memorize it if you want, but I think just give it a shot and see if you can go back and forth and think about these, right? And adjust your body, always thinking about the muscle length and then where the opposite muscles are. Okay, so when feet turn out, it's going to be the front of the shin that gets to stretch out. We'll come back to this one more time. That's going to be the long one. So this is your calves. This is your shin muscles, okay? Now you also see that the glutes are weak on here. We'll come back to that. I want us to focus on the main things right now to just try to get the concept. All right, so now we're going to come to knees cave in. So